Because they're putting us on this perpetual motion of constant treadmill all the time like this. And we're not stepping off to say, wait, let me know myself. Wow, you understand?
A lot of our people don't even know about the Tuskegee experiments. What white man deceived our people back then.
They literally want to shout down in your face because I'm telling them I refuse to take the vaccine.
Yeah.
And I'm not 100% proud. And then if anyone comes to me, I can give the legal terminology.
It's happened to me as well.
And I think people we need to go away and learn our law and our rights, because any country and anything in life has to have a rule of law. Remember the information we made right back from time. We've had it.
Yeah.
But they've stepped in it.
Yeah.
And they've taken it over.
Dude, you're talking about so-called white people.
Yeah.
Because you have to understand, we're in our enemy's land. So we have to abide by his rules. But right now, what's happening, what we're trying to say is that this place is coming to an end.
Yeah.
You see what's happening around the world. This is all signs. Our people are not discerning these things because we're caught up into the delicacies of this place, not realizing it's spiraling down the drain by and by. So we're saying, listen, we do have a Redeemer, a Messiah, who's going to come back at the end of this time to save us from the coming destruction and to give unto us a kingdom that will never fade away, that will be established on this planet Earth for eternity. And all dominions will serve and obey us.
You see when someone was telling me the other day, oh, we lost our power. Step into Accra or Nigeria and see them carry a woman who carry a whole market on her head.
I say this,
elegantly tall, and big belly climb up trees.
I say this. I love my people in West Africa, but even in our people in West Africa, they are lost to a degree.
No, let me break it down. You see what's going on? They've got this, you know, the missionary and the guns. Yeah. They literally took over because I used to question people and say, why do you betray Jesus or whatever? As a white man. And when they break it down for you, that's what they did. They literally, the missionaries that came in, they did their shit and so on. So what's going on? They bounded them. So, you're right. You're absolutely right. But what I'm trying to show you now, because of time, they use them and they're pushing them to one side because there's pastors. Many times I've been in jail. I've been arrested. Seriously.
Yeah, no.
Yeah? Because of the open corruption. And because people coming backward and forward and going back there and telling them, look, you know something, you need to calm this down. This is not how we go. Better we go back to our own tradition, issue our gods or whatever. They were dealing with nature. You understand? Islam, the Muslims came down and they destroyed all of West Africa. I'm telling you. They murdered and pillaged. It was what stopped Nigeria to be completely taken over when the British had their establishment there. And when it came to the British were cool. Let's do a truce. And that's what's going on in northern Nigeria, southern Nigeria. That's what's causing the Black War and so on. I think people learn it. If you don't learn your history, you don't know.
But if you go to Nigeria, you have a lot of our people in Nigeria that know the Israelites.
Yeah.
Now when I went because I went to Nigeria, I stayed at Lagos, and I was at my dad's girlfriend's house. So she's got land there. She built a house there, and there was her brothers and one of the elders with it. And he asked me, he said, "Do you know how we the Igbos came to West Africa?"
That's right.
I said no, even though I knew, but I wanted to hear what he was going to say. He said it was the Romans that burnt down our temple.
That's right.
And we migrated.
That's right.
That's what he told me.
That's right. True. I read that.
He literally told me this. And what he said was exactly on point.
Right.
Because it goes into the scriptures.
Look at the Dogons. I went to Mali.
Yeah.
I tell you, I walked away with tears because the place is absolutely beautiful. And when you're talking to the people, they're the high priests. When you're talking to the high priest, you need to go. I can't talk properly. You have to go. I can't talk. I hate it. That's why when I come back here, I get frustrated.
You get frustrated at?
No, I get frustrated when I come back here.
Yeah.
Because people are limited.
Right.
When I was in Mali, I was in Accra, I was in here, I went to Timbuktu, I went there, been there, Ethiopia, physically. Yeah, I'm not saying everybody can have the time, but I'm just saying, you can see what you're going back to what you're saying.
Right, because our people in Africa were the Bantu, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Cameroon, Angola, Congo. We're one blood. Flesh of my flesh, bone of my bones, you're one. But what's happened is we've been divided, we've been separated. And now we've been colonized by the Edomites, the Muslims, the Mohammedites. They come, they've imposed their ways on us. So it's all a curse really. Our God has cursed us because we've sinned against him. And that's why as a people we've been scattered. Our people are omnipresent people. We're everywhere in the world. We're in Europe, Spain, Portugal, Korea, East India, Holland, UK, all across the Western world because of our sins, man. You understand? So the cultures you see in West Africa, those are not our original cultures. Because we're one people, which means once upon a time we had one language. We had one culture, one belief system.
Yes, because we built the temple.
Right.
We built the pyramids.
Right.
When you go to Nubia,
Well, you have to understand.
See what we've done.
You have to understand. We were slaves for the Egyptians.
No, we wasn't. No, we was not.
We were slaves for them.
No, we was not.
We was the people. The original. Listen. The original Egyptians were the people of Sudan.
Yeah.
The tall, dark skin. Those are not our people.
But when they tell you, get them to tell the story. Get them to tell it. That's what I don't listen to nobody else.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
Let them tell me the story. And the story was not they unified. Yeah.
If you look even on the hieroglyphics, man, the Egyptians were tall. They shaved their faces, and we had our beards on our faces. They had us in slavery.
It depends though. It depends on what. There was.
According to our laws, it was required for a man to have his beard.
Yeah, but there was a whole bundle of human beings. I'm telling you. I've got a bundle of different people, right, that made up Egypt. You understand? They've got a long face, a round face. I've got the map on my wall. You understand? I've got that there. You understand? It's not bad. I think people should do their research. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying not to, or not to show, but I think that's not why the Western man's got us, because they've gone into their research. You understand?
No, we done our research. We done our research. I'm just trying to say that we as Israelites, we were slaves in ancient Egypt for the people who are now being called Sudanese, the Dinka, the tall, dark skin. I know one guy, he works in sports director, and I could immediately tell he wasn't our people. You can just tell they got that. They're very dark, and they got that Hamite face, man. They're not our people. You have to listen, because excuse me, 1 second. Many people are referring to themselves as Africans. You got different races of people that are calling themselves Africans. You got Ethiopians, Somalians. You got even some white people referring to themselves as Africans. You got Arabs calling themselves Africans. You got many people. Many races of people referring to themselves as Africans. But what black people, what melanated people are we speaking about? The people of Bantu, the people. You know your people when you see them. Like if a man of Sierra Leone was to stand here and the man of Nigeria was to stand here, you can't tell the difference until they open up their mouth and tell you that I know I'm not Nigerian, I'm Sierra Leone. Now if a man of Sudan was to stand here, I can see straight away he's of another group of people. Do you understand? So we have to understand that when you say black people, in terms of melanin, Ethiopian people have melanin, East Indian people have melanin. So technically they're black.
But you got to look at the whole history of what happened. Because the fact was that when the Romans, remember, it was the breadbasket of the world at the time. So that would have been the America of today.
Right.
You understand? But what happened is that they had Alexander tribe. They destroyed the lion. When you go into Alexander, you see the lion of a beehive. And that's all the concept.
You're talking about the Greeks?
No, the Greeks didn't have nothing to do with it. That's what I'm trying to show you. They have nothing to do with it. You need to go and see. yourself. You see yourself. You see our own hands and feet and our face.
When you said Alexandria, because I was thinking about the Ptolemaic
when
Empire.
the other gods came into Africa, they called that part the House of Light, right? Because it was like a magic call it a giant library. You understand? And where it comes from aesthetics, building bridges, roads. Come on. So
what's your take? Are you trying to say that we are the Egyptians?
What I'm trying to say to you, right, that we're not as divided as what we really think. We were different people, yes, but worked together as a whole group. And when they split, I mean, you got the Hausa, you got the Ewe, you got the Fra, you name tribes. You understand? And when you break them down and you talk to them, which I've been going there for 10, I've been there for 27 years. Yeah, I'm only visiting you right now. You understand? And when you talk to them, what you said, rightfully, they all talk about all of them. When they talk about the shorts and the shanty, I'm not saying, but it's doing research. There's research out there. It's right in your face.
You have to understand that the Hebrews are different from the Egyptians.
And then you see the short, what's that? Bantu, still see the Bantu tribe. They're all mixed. You understand? The Bantu, the short and the tall, but from the the Shanties, yeah? The Shanties will talk about it. They tell you. Even when they talk about
the Ghanaians.
Yes, but they're all, I'm just saying, I know, I understand, but it comes from one source, and it's still built on whatever. All we're doing is rekindling back what we lost, basically. But we need.
And what's that scripture where it says there for a difference between the Egyptians and the
Exactly.
Get that one.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
No, I'm just saying what I've executed and what I've researched.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I'm not relying just over 100%. But we didn't have we had scrolls. You understand? So it was Caxton who bought books. So it's when you're going into the knowledge. I think that people just need to get people together, go on a plane and do what they're doing. That's what they're doing anyway.
You have to understand that
that's what they do. That's what they know.
if you know about the history of the Hebrews, let me read it. It's Amos 3:1. Hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. You see? So what people are screaming out Black Lives Matter? Us.
I don't support that either.
We don't either. But obviously, just for so we understand, the people that's screaming that out is our people. So we're being punished because of our sins, all these injustices. So we're just trying to clarify what people were talking about. Because when I said about we were slaves in Egypt, it was almost like kind of came against that. We were slaves for those people. The people of Sudan. You have to understand that.
Yeah, but when you go
when I told you about the Igbo elder, when I said about the Igbo elder, I said that
to the villages, and when you go to the villages, right? Go into the villages. When you've been up to the Temple of Giza, the Giza pyramids.
no.
Okay, when you go up there, you see lots of different villages. Lots of when you go to going out to Aswan, and you see the villages and so forth. The first bread, the first type of pizza, the 8-hour day that they used to work, the 8 hours, you come from that. You understand? And they still do it.
Okay, so
that's what I'm saying. When you go to the village,
who were the slaves then? Who were the slaves?
No one was enslaved.
They were. So it shows you.
No, it was people who went against systems, who went against Maya.
No. It was us. We were the slaves in Egypt, man.
Exodus 11 and 7. 11 and 7.
How can we be enslaved? All mankind.
This is Exodus chapter 11 verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against against man or beast, that ye may know how that Yahweh doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. So there's a difference between us and them. The Egyptians, they're Mizraim, the people of Sudan. Okay, those are our enemies. They're not our people. We're separate from them. There's a difference between us and them. We're speaking about our people.
Yeah, but what?
The people that were taken as slaves into the slave trade.
Point, right? But, okay, with respect to the ancestors of Romans, you understand? But what are we doing? Are we going to continue being divided because we were slaves to other people, or are we not going to unite? Which we really need to do.
Well, you have to understand. You have to understand that.
Right now.
Well, one thing that we know is that the vast majority of our people are not going to believe in this message. They're not going to. They don't believe in the kingdom to come that's for our people. They believe in this place. They believe in their oppression. They believe in money, cars, and all the rest of the nonsense that Babylon has to offer. And they're going to have to die in their sins, in the nuclear fire and the famine that's coming. Those of us that believe in the saving of our souls, we have to gather around together, man. We need to get ready and prepare ourselves for the judgments to come.
But it's happening now.
But it's happening. The signs of the Most High is bringing these plagues right now. Right. But let me get this.
Wait, wait,
let me get this. And then I'll This is Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. We are a people not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of Yahweh come upon you, before the day of Yahweh's anger come upon you. Seek ye Yahweh, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. We have wrought the Most High's judgment. We've tasted of the dregs of the cup of his wrath, man. We went into slavery. All nations look upon our shame. Right? Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be, ye shall be hid in the day of Yahweh's anger. You understand? So the Yahweh's anger is going to be shown through nuclear fire. The whole earth is going to shake. That's what the vision that our ancestors saw. And we're going to be hid from that wrath. Lord willing, it may be that we may be hid, man, if we stay in this faith. So we have to gather together right now, because this time is valuable, man. The time that we have right here won't be ongoing. The time's going to come when the white man's going to come down with great wrath, because he knows he has that short time. He's going to come down with his military troops. He's going to come, exactly, you know. You know.
And they're going to do a booster and give it to the children.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's all part of his. It's all because what the white man's trying to do is trying to GMO people. He's trying to change their genetics.
But what I'm trying to say to you, everybody's talking about the kids. I've got my picnic. What are you talking about? The kids have got wild. They're taking it from our children.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You understand?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, our people go for that injection because they don't know who their enemy is. They don't know who their enemies are. See, if they knew this truth, they'd be free. Their minds would be, they understand who their enemies is. The scripture says we were sold to our enemies for bondman and bondwomen. So the Bible is actually giving us, it's helping us. The most I was trying to, let me get it, man.
Are you gonna take questions?
Wait, let me read this and I'll give it to you. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. By the way which the Lord spake unto us, the land of Israel, you will see it no more again. Right? And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. You will not be redeemed. No man will be able to redeem us out of our situation. The same situation the Most High brought us in, only He can bring us out of it. We have to rely upon Him. Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King cannot save us. Sasha Johnson, who else? Louis Farrakhan. None of these guys, as influential as they may be, as sincere as they may be, none of them have the answers to our solution. We must wait upon our God. We're very different from other nations. The solution to our problem doesn't lie in economics and finance, man. We're not like other nations of people. We're a holy people. We're separate from other nations.
How this Redeemer gonna come?
This is Matthew 24.
My last question.
Alright, you been waiting.
No, hold on.
I was going to ask the question.
Yeah.
You pointed out that we were the slaves, but I've got two questions. When Israelites were in Egypt, Moses went to the land of the Midianites and he married his wife, right?
Ethiopian.
The woman that he married caused controversy amongst the Jews because she was black. So, if the Israelites were black, how come they were questioning Moses' wife, Sarah, if she was like one of them?
She wasn't one of them.
She wasn't. So
She was of another nation.
yeah, so that meant the Israelites were not white, were not black.
They were black.
So why would they?
What did they say about?
why would they
What did they say
the
about
black
Moses?
woman?
What was the miracle that the Most High performed on Moses? That he put his hand in his bosom, he turned it out, it turned leprosy, and then when he put it back in, it turned back to the normal color. So what was? It was a miracle for him to turn white.
Yeah, but that's part of the reason why they
Okay.
don't speak with Moses' wife.
Yeah.
Moses' wife was black. They were not black.
She was not an Israelite woman.
She wasn't, but she was black. So that's the reason why they.
So she had melanin. So melanin is normal. Everybody has melanin, man. It's not abnormal to have melanin is a normal thing. It's not having arms or legs.
Okay, either way. So you're saying that
She was of another nation.
So it doesn't necessarily mean that the black people are Jewish. They could be
I didn't say black people. I said what black people are talking about. Talking about these people. Only these people. Right?
But the other black people.
There are people, right? Black people taken as slaves to America. Our people, black people in Italy, France, the Shanti Garners, the Igbos, the Yorubas, Sierra Leones, right? The Cameroonians, Congolese, Angolans, Kenyans, right? Zimbabwe.
Yeah. My second question is, black people are not the only people that were subject to slavery. If you look at the Japanese and the Chinese, the Greeks, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, they always fought against each other. And
So
so we were not the only ones that were slaves.
Why do you have a problem with them? Do you have a problem with them?
No, because you say we cast. You said the black people were cast.
Yeah, our people
We were not
are
cast because
we are cursed.
it happened to everyone.
No, it didn't happen to everybody. The slave trade didn't happen to everybody. Everybody on planet Earth is not screaming out, our lives matter. East Indian people are not screaming Chinese lives matter. East Indian people are not our lives, it's us.
They are not. But if you go to
So showing you that something is happening to us that is not happening to other people.
if you go to Hong Kong today, you find that they are still fighting the Chinese people. If you go to Yemen, you still find that people are fighting. If you go to Palestine, people are fighting. So that's the history of mankind.
What people are looked down upon the most?
Black people.
Our people.
Black people.
Our people. There's no such thing. When you keep saying black, who's black? No one's black, man.
Shades of brown.
When you talk about our people, our people,
What do you mean by our people?
these people,
If you go to Philippines,
our people, guys that look like you and me.
yeah, if you go to Philippines today, you find that there's people called the Greatest.
Philippines.
Yeah, there's black people called the Greatest. I went to see them in the Philippines. Black like me. You can Google it.
Yeah.
Black people in Philippines today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever heard about them?
People in the Philippines.
Yeah, black people in Philippines.
Yeah. Our people are scattered. You know that's part of the curses, that our people will be scattered among the nations. See, our people are everywhere. We're in Japan, we're in China, we're in Korea, people are in India, people in Holland, people in Switzerland, Ireland, Scotland. Our people are everywhere. Our people are scattered. Let me get that.
Where did we get the case from?
Well, let me go to it, because there's no point talking about it. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Right? That's why they call it systematic oppression, where the white man build ghettos and put us in there. It's all systematic oppression, where they put in 70% of all the abortion clinics in the minority neighborhoods, where they put crack and cocaine among us. You understand? Where they deliberately target us as a people for their interracial day, and every time you see posters, there's always a black woman and a white man. There's never a China man and an East Indian woman. It's always us. They always target us. Margaret Sanger, you know who she is?
I know.
You know who Margaret Sanger is?
I know. She was involved in eugenics
Thank
in
you.
America.
You know what she said?
Yes, and
What did she say?
She was the nurse that was recruiting and injecting people under the cover of the CIA.
Right. So what did she say? What was one of her statements? She said that she didn't want word to get out that they plan on exterminating the Negro.
Yeah, but she was she sold out.
Well, she was one of them. She was an Edomite. She was one of them.
Yeah, she sold out.
Exactly. So you know that what did it say? It said, cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. So we're cursed in the city. They called us niggers, colored people. What's in the American Constitution with 3/5 of a human being? Or something like that?
Yeah, that's right.
They wasn't even considered human to this day. In America, every time you have businesses, what did the white man do? He put Jim Crow laws to stop us from flourishing. Jim Crow laws. Because the white man couldn't compete with us. He was jealous of us. That's why they bombed Oklahoma. They bombed all our communities. They bombed them. They tried to say that we are the so-called black man raped white women. And they tried to use that as an excuse to wipe our children and our women out to kill us and hang us from lampposts, man.
Yeah, but
The scripture says, cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. You go to different countries, man, and they look down at you.
yeah, but if you look at it,
Because you're the dread. That's why they call you black.
yeah, but
That's why they call you black, man. The word black means something dirty, unclean, low. Yes, it is, man. Look up, man. Go, yeah, man. Yeah. This guy got my nose, man. There's all people like this that don't want to acknowledge the truth, man. See, if you don't see the truth, you don't have the eyesight to see what we're talking about.
I can see the truth,
But you trying to justify that other nations of people have been through what we've been through. No, they haven't.
if you look at the Greenwood massacre, they were not only black people.
Get that precept.
That way, right?
Well, I'll get one precept and I'll let you speak. Just let me answer this one thing.
You have Nigeria, Ghana, you have all.
I have the pictures still.
When you're ready,
Right?
When you're ready.
Well, I'll let you speak in a minute. Let me just get this one thing. Daniel's. Bear me for 1 second. So it says Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, meaning all our people. We've transgressed the ways of our ancestors. There's certain laws and commandments that our God commanded us to keep, that we may be strong as a people. We gave all that up and decided to do what other races of people are doing. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. We have not obeyed the voice of our Father.
Well, we know that. We know that.
Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that's written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
Why did he send us to Babylon?
And he have confirmed his words. which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem.
That's right.
No other people.
We know that.
Why are you always saying that? Why are you always people always saying that? We done it, we know this. No, you don't. You don't.
I read the Bible, you know, brother. I read the Bible.
Then what's your nationality?
I'm asking you. I was told I'm from where? I was told I look like that common tribe in Nigeria. Very common.
Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Nigeria.
What I was going to ask you. You know, that's why God said, he said he's going to keep them to Babylon. In Chronicles 2:7-2, he tells you all this.
If you know this, then what's your nationality? What would you refer to yourself
Igbo,
as being?
not Igbo. Oh shit, you know, when you say I'm old, I'll get up there.
I got black when you, I got the word black when you.
Brother, answer my question.
No.
Yeah.
When is Israel coming as a place or a country? When did Israel get its name as a country or a place?
People, it's a people first.
First word people before a place. The word Israel, when the word Israel comes from our forefather Israel. He was renamed Israel. Let me show you. Let me show you. Please bear with me. Let me show you. This is Genesis. This is Genesis chapter 35 verse 10. And the Most High said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. So he had 12 sons, and they became the Israelites. So we are the Israelites. We are the sons of Israel.
How many races of people are there?
Huh?
How many races are there?
I forget how many, like 30, 37 or 40.
There's not one race.
That's rubbish.
One race of people.
That's rubbish. What does the word race mean? The word race comes from the word raza, which means seed.
Yeah.
So there's many different seeds on planet Earth.
Yeah, but we all have two legs.
Like so.
Apart from the color.
That's the wine of Babylon. That's not the Bible. That's what the white man told you.
When I'm asking you, how many races we on the planet or built upon here?
Well, it's more than one.
I think there's only one race here.
But that shows you that there's different seeds.
Yeah, so it's one
There's
race.
first of all,
Different color. I know how I understand it. All of the race are so-called race of people. Yeah?
okay, man, we're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with it. We're dealing with the Bible. We're not dealing with your personal
But it's in
beliefs.
the Bible though.
No, it's not in the Bible.
Israel is in the Bible. And
Israel is in the Bible, but we're separate from other people.
And it's in Africa though. And Israel in Africa?
Huh?
Israel is in Africa, yeah?
Our people are in Africa right now.
So Israel, where the Jewish man reside. It's in Africa.
No, it's not in Africa.
Where is it?
That's in the Middle East, the Fertile Crescent. How can that be in Africa? Africa's a continent.
The Middle East is Africa, brother.
Hey, yo, it's raining, so I'm gonna post up over here.
Alright. So where's Africa? Israel is
Africa's a continent.
where about
It's at the bottom.
of what? Africa is not at the bottom. Africa is at the top. Top of the world.
Yeah.
So okay, if you wanna answer,
Alright, next time. When will we take it? Yes?
Monday.
Alright.
Salakia Israel, rain is falling.
I'm driving car.
Oh, you're driving?
Excuse me, brother. You're right. Yeah.
That's the first time I heard that one.
What did he say?
Japanese made this statement.
When he said that, I
Who
was
said
like,
that?
Oh,
Who cares, man?
God, man. I was like,
We're going into slavery again, man.
Japanese
I
went-
tried to bring out that Daniels, man, under the whole heaven has got done unto us, man. But he's not going to get that because that's that worldly wine,
No,
man.
no, no.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's that Babylon.
That unity doctrine.
Yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah. That's that Jezebel Jews. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a run-in with him in Taunton Heath already, so
Okay.
yeah, his mind's not wide right.
Were you smoking to before?
Yeah, in Taunton Heath. So he got that Steven Seagal. You know that mark for them? Yeah. He already got it.
Make you go away, I think.
No. You definitely didn't make us go
In the
away.
New Testament, Israelis are
No. Happen
It's not a country, it's not nationalism.
You don't look like
Israelis are
Oh, you're talking it's
Look, it says
In the Old
it's trying the
Testament,
spirits, man.
Israel is a type of the church. But what is, when Christ is on the cross, he's a full personification.
This is the bottom level, so this is the lowest of the level.
That's why he says, I am the vine. In the Old Testament, I am the vine. It's talking about Israel. You said the vine is Israel.
But
In the New Testament, Christ comes up
Where that sister
and he
go?
says, I am.
She said she's parking her car, she's taking it back.
Somewhere, she says,
She said she's got a
I
clear
am
to her, so I look out.
Israel, I am the true Israel. And it's about following. A lot of Christians get that wrong. They think they need to praise and this is the country that's doing wrong.
the problem is that the Bible is written in symbolic language. It's also written in coded or dark sayings. Right. So
The Old Testament is the shadow of the New.
right. So the thing is, you have to read the Bible in
Mrs. have had to stop me going.
truth and sincerity, and you have to be anointed by the Holy Spirit to understand. Right? So a lot of people, they rely on doctrine. And the doctrine forces the word in a certain way. And most they push doctrine. But if you read the Bible itself, you realize that a lot of the doctrine is
our people.
not backed up with the word
I
itself.
was saying that the guy talking to you kept on about nationalism.
Our people ain't right.
Oh yeah, he's gone here. The guy.
When he said the seed is Christ, the big promise to Abraham is
Hey man, let me
People get
I'll
it
bring
wrong.
our
It's
piece
not
up before.
the physical nationalistic nation. And said seed is in the singular. When he says your seed, and we know in the New Testament there is a seed. And if you look at
Talking to the
Galatians,
sister in them.
can you remember that
Guys,
Galatians 3? It explains that Abraham's seed
No, I'm asking you, do you know if she
one, and it even says in Galatians, it's one seed.
it's good that she comes out to hear the word. She said it's strengthens our spirit. It's not nice being
No, but
alone.
you see,
So I'm guessing that
if you rely on that understanding, then what you're saying now is that there is not a tribe called Israel with their multiple descendants, and that it's open for everyone.
This is
That's what you're
Genesis
saying.
6 verse 11 again. The earth also was corrupt before the Most High,
Because in the New Testament,
and the earth was filled with violence. And the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. For all flesh has corrupted his way upon the earth. Like I just said, man, you got
they're
guys
saying to Christ,
less than little kids. I'm talking about low level guys. There are normal people you see walking around. And you're hearing about mainly these molesters or like people high up in the government.
You're not. What he means is Christ is bringing a
They're walking around, man. You got child pornography guys.
He sent it to
Got a lot of that
Abraham
going on.
by your faith and belief.
Right? You got a lot of that going on, man.
I disagree with that.
That's what I'm saying. The
Read your
Most
name
High
very carefully.
hid us from these people that these things that will come upon us, man. We got always come
The reason why I disagree with that
the
is,
cheeks, man.
when you read Genesis, I think it's
Hopefully that
chapter
sister
10.
can see us, man, because
It's chapter 10. Where it talks about the progenitors of the tribes that are here now. I could be wrong. Is it Genesis 10 that talks about
you got that beard, man.
talks about the different
Gotta
tribes?
hold that beard
You know,
strong.
like the descendants of Noah and the different tribes. Genesis 10.
Yeah, but
right?
you're,
So
you're Israelite. Where you come
come down, you keep going back, you realize that those tribes that are mentioned are still here today.
How do you get to that? Well,
So
one of the scriptures shows you.
this and now.
The Bible is a spiritual book, so you gotta have a spiritual approach to understanding the
Bible
spiritual
says
book.
it's going to be as a
And you're not gonna see the word Jamaica in the Bible.
It's never going
You're not gonna see the word
Out of the sea.
Ghana
That's because it goes out
or
there.
West Africa in the Bible. You understand? So
Christ is Israel, the kingdom
First,
is
let me get
tied
this.
to the world as a now of the world.
You're adding to the word.
Proverbs chapter 1,
You are adding to it.
It's all tied.
verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings.
That's the spirit.
Interpretation.
Hard.
Right? So let's go to
Hard.
Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 14, excuse me. 14, verse 1. The word of Yahweh that came to Jeremiah concerning the dearth or famine. Judah mourneth, Judah or the Jews, on this day of mourning, and the gates thereof languish, meaning our defenses have been brought low.
That's right.
They are black unto the ground,
That's right.
and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. The scripture said we're black like the ground. Dark skin, or Quadar, Hebrew Quadar would mean dark skin.
Yeah.
You
Or
understand?
Sakawa.
So, right. So the Bible gives reference to the outward appearance of the Jews.
Yeah. And also Deuteronomy 28, and I understand all that.
Yeah.
But how do you specifically know like what tribe?
Right. So there's hold on, let me get Genesis. I definitely took Joshua Cruz myself. Genesis 49.
Easy to understand the Old
This is
Testament.
Genesis chapter 49.
What the New Testament's done to it, very big danger.
Genesis 49 verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Right? Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? Right, so the one tribe that's rousing up our people to the knowledge of this truth, they all came from Judah.
That's right.
The brothers in America
That's right.
that were taken as slaves. Right? So they're being roused up as the lion. It's all started with them.
That's right.
This truth all started with a man called Abba Bivens.
That's right.
You know, you've heard of him.
That's right.
I've got a picture of him on my phone, man.
That's right.
Got a beard. Apparently he was killed by the Muslims.
They took him out, yeah.
Muslims
They
took
did
him
take
out.
him out.
But the truth really started with him. And he's pretty much the first Abba Bivens, then it was Yaakov, Elder Ariyah, right? You have all the elders that you see now all came from the old school, right? And then you got our elders today. Elder Gabar, that's good. Elder Tahar. So yeah, you know, innit?
Yeah.
So it all started with
Two sticks, you know, Ezekiel with two sticks.
That's right. The Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom. That's right.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37 and 20, and it reads, now the start of 19, it says, say unto them, thus saith Yahweh our power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even the stick of Judah, and make them one stick.
Right.
And they shall be of one mind. And the sticks whereon thou shalt writest, and that shall be in the hand before thine eyes.
Right. You're gonna see this talking about this board. Right? And we're bringing back the track of closing up the breaches between the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom. Right?
And I will make them one nation, the land upon the mountains of Israel. And one king shall be king to them all. And there shall be no more two nations,
Right.
neither shall she be divided into two kingdoms anymore.
That's right.
Right. So the breach from among our people is being closed back up. That's why you see council, you see Hispanic brothers teaching with Judac brothers.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So that's that
Right.
breach being closed back up again.
Right.
But right, so this is Deuteronomy 33 verse 7. And this is the blessing of Judah. And he said, hear Yahweh, the voice of Judah, and bring him unto his people. Let his hands be sufficient for him, and be thou an help to him from his enemies. Right, so it said that we're going to bring him unto his people. So we're going to be bringing our people back onto his truth, man. Okay? Because it all started with us. Well, the brothers from America.
Right.
That's Judah. So we say that the brothers, the so-called blacks that were taking the slaves to North America, they're the Jews, man. You understand? And they were taken from like West Africa.
That's
So
right.
those people of that lands are the Jews.
That's
Now,
right.
I'll show you, if you look at a map cartographer in the 1700s, I think you got it on your phone. I'll send it to you.
I got it too.
It actually says Kingdom of Judah. In
That's
West
right.
Africa.
That's right. That's
It
right.
literally says K of Judah.
Yeah.
You can show it.
So many stuff.
And then I'll send you a few of them in WhatsApp.
I got it.
It's this one here, right?
Yeah, yeah. Should be.
The ones that I sent you, go to WhatsApp.
This one here.
My phone gives trouble, you know. But let me see if you feel sorry for me today.
Basically where Gold Coast is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The slave coast.
Yeah. Or the Guinea Coast.
Right.
Have you got it? You got it?
This is a map of West Africa. This map was done by Emmanuel Bowen. And it says Kingdom of Judah.
Yep.
K of Judah. Or Wider, that's the Portuguese way. to
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah. Wider. Yeah. Or Weeder, I think they call it. Weeder.
That's
Yeah.
right, Ghana.
It's Judah. Yeah.
This is Kingdom of Ashanti. That's Kingdom of Judah. Yeah. Well, so we're the Jews, the people of West Africa.
That's right.
But obviously, over time, we separate our people in like East Africa, South Africa. We separate them. We start
That's
to
right.
have different traditions, make up these different, cultures among us. But we're all one people. Just that we began to separate ourselves as time went on. That's why you had the ancient Ghanaian Empire,
Yep.
or the Songhay Empire, the
That's
Mali
right.
Empire.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
That's
We're the same, we're all one people.
That's
You
right.
understand? Now, so let's get this for them.
So I've been trying to find it. That's right.
Where it says Slave Coast, it says Kingdom of Judah. I don't know.
Yep.
See? Right there. K of Judah. West Africa.
Yeah, it says Slave Coast, Weeder, and then Kingdom of Judah.
Right. It's an interesting map, man. And it shows you that this truth, it shows you that this truth is real. It shows you that it's real. There was a people in the land of Israel
That's
occupying
right.
that land during
That's
the time
right.
of Roman rule.
That's
We
right.
paid taxes to the Romans.
Tributary.
Hey.
Yeah.
When 70 AD, I'm pretty sure you might know about this.
Destruction of the second temple.
The sacking of Rome.
Destruction of the second temple.
Yeah.
Temple was
Yeah.
destroyed.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
what's his guy?
Vespasian.
Titus, the brothers, Titus and
Vespasian. Yeah.
The Titus led the forces, the Roman legions, to destroy the temple, to break down the walls, to take out the menorah, to leave many of our people as slaves. And that was one of the last dispersings of our people. Now, if we go to Italy, Rome,
It's important to understand that.
there's a monument the mission, I believe it was the mission Caesar, he erected it to commemorate how they conquered the Jews. Now that art is called the Ark of Titus.
Yes, yes.
The Ark of Titus in Rome. That shows you right there how, and on the monument, actually shows the Romans going in and taking out the menorah. It shows you that. So there wasn't actual people in that land, and we are the people.
Right. The world to preach the gospel.
So it's a real thing.
People fail to see that, they fail to see what Christ is.
Well, I did Matthew around and not like church from the town. But you know your way. Yeah, I know.
Theology to think it's about nationalism.
So this is
kind of biblical.
That's right.
To think of them, I mean,
This is Genesis 49 verse 27.
Bring it out.
Benjamin shall raven as a wolf.
As a wolf, that's right.
In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil.
That's right.
Benjamin shall raven as a wolf. Now when you read raven, it means to call out.
That's right.
Because what
To howl.
are the Jamaicans or the people of the islands known for doing? They made a lot of reggae songs talking about the Most High before obviously Vibes Cartel and Movado. It's all about pussy and sex and everything like that. Our people were singing songs about the Most High, Babylon being destroyed by fire, and that's all in the Bible.
Yep.
So our people, they raven as a wolf.
So these are the prophecies for how you get to that.
So, yeah, you know what I mean? So Benjamin shall raven as a wolf, man. They're gonna call out like a wolf. We're gonna cry out. That's what it says. Cry loud and spare not. Cry and
Lift up thy
sigh.
voice.
So the Benjamites, they're known for speaking prophecies concerning the end times, man. They did it in their you know how many reggae songs is all about Babylon being destroyed by fire? That's all prophecy. That's what you gotta be spiritual, man. That's talking about Benjamin. The so-called Jamaicans, the people of those islands, the Caribbean islands there, man. That's Benjamin. St. Lucia.
Crying out like wolf, could that mean any sort of like crying out? Because obviously Judah, like the African Americans were on slave ships. They were very much known for sort of like singing out of like their songs and crying out as well.
Yeah, but they weren't known for like speaking prophecy. Like, because what does a wolf do before destruction comes? The wolf cries out to let you know that's happening. That's what the prophets do. That's what the prophets do.
That's right.
Before judgment comes, what do? They cry out these prophecies.
That's right.
Right, let me get it. This is not Deuteronomy, Jeremiah. Let me get it. Jeremiah 28, verse 7. Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. Exactly. So that's what the prophets always cried out about, man. Sighing and crying.
And sighing and crying,
lifting up our voice like a trumpet.
Like a trumpet.
A lot of them reggae songs is all about
Babylon.
That's right.
yeah,
That's
Babylon,
right.
man. What's the Desmond Decker? We are the Israelites.
Yeah, the Israelites.
The Israelites.
Yeah.
If you listen to the lyrics of the song, that's what we're the Israelites, man.
Yeah.
It goes without saying.
Yeah.
It goes. You know, the more you, I don't know how long have you known this. You don't know me asking.
I've known this for quite some time. The thing is, like, you can say Bob Marley as well, like Babylon System and everything, but he had a white father. So.
You're the white father. But you have to understand also that, bear me, a lot of our people look like other nations.
Yeah, no, I've heard that.
You know that. I know how you feel, because sometimes you look at him like, oh, you ain't one of us, man, you white. I get that. Sometimes I'm like that. Sometimes I'm like, I get that, because you hate Esau. You want him to be
You never really know until
Right. You know, you can judge them by the spirit.
How do you discern it?
Huh?
How do you discern it from the spirit?
What you gotta say? The scripture says Jacob is the form of all things, man. The music, the real talent.
Just be able to tell.
Like the way you can see white people that dance like that.
Okay. Stuff like that.
It's gotta be one of us, man. You know, sing like one of us, like Mariah Carey. She look white, but she's one of us, man. Come on now.
So Amy right now, she would say it's Israelite.
Yeah, one of us, man.
So anybody you can sing.
You see that, but you gotta be able to discern for yourself. Esau, he's the basest violent in the earth, you know that.
That's the curses. That's the curses. You know, through the spirit, you see what these people are going through. They're
Lucky,
going
yo.
through the curses.
I've got to go. Yeah. Rakata. Anya Habata.
I know how you. I'm not trying to say, because you did have mighty men among other nations too. So I'm not knocking that, but just know that you gotta be able to discern for yourself when you're coming across one of your own people that might look like another nation of people. You know, obviously, none of us can truly tell. Because like I said, you did have mighty men among other nations too. When we went to war with the other nations, King David and the mighty men, you did have mighty men of Moab, you did have mighty men among the Hamites. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Every person.
Were people of other nations allowed to enter the assembly of the Lord?
Of course not.
No.
They can't, they're not allowed, they're not.
It was like,
Even to the 10th generation.
Moab, that's right. Moab. When you deal with these other nations,
I
man,
thought I might have read something, maybe I'm wrong, that permitted, like, I don't know, I need to go back and do the study.
Okay.
Permitted like other nations to, like it says, like, do not hate the Egyptian because you sojourned in his land.
right, okay.
I know what verse talking about, yeah. And they
You
even
know, and like,
yeah.
it even says, reference to Esau is like, do not hate Esau.
Do not
because
born
he's your
either,
brother.
man. That's what you're going to bring up.
Yeah, but that's talking about the Let's talk about the
Syrian.
the Assyrian. That's it, the Assyrian.
Yeah.
Because we were related to them. I think Laban. I think he was Assyrian. Laban. So we were related to them. They were of our kindred.
Okay.
Do you understand? So that's what that's talking about. When you say Edomite, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite.
Yeah.
I know that's what you're talking about. That's talking about Assyrian. When you look it up,
Oh, okay.
when you go into the Hebrew, that was Assyrian. Because it's not an actual Edomite.
Obviously, because I just want to learn as much as I can.
That's
so
cool, that's
so when
fine.
somebody like tests me with these questions, I can like say the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's all, you know.
I know you're talking. What's it? Deuteronomy 20.
Ask questions, you know, you get the answer already.
Deuteronomy 23 verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in his land. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. Yeah, the word there is Assyrian.
In the Hebrew.
Yeah, we go to the Hebrew, the word there is Assyrian. So the Edomites, they've already been told that they have no place of repentance. They were set up, the scriptures told in Proverbs.
Obadiah, yeah.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 4. Yahweh have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. So the Lord made them to be vessels fitted for destruction. The only reason why they exist is to show us what a world of sinners. Paul referred to Esau as being a man of sin. That's all he's set up to do. Just be a machine for wickedness. That's it. Now, when you look at them, you think there's normal people. They're actually a walking abomination. To look the way they do is actually considered leprosy. Yellow hair, different colors of hair. Show that that's a defect. I mean, there's something wrong with you.
Precept, if I can bring it up. This is the book of Amos. This is Amos 1:9. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4 I will not turn away thy punishment thereof, because they have delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not thy brother's covenant."
Read that again.
Amos 1:9. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Tyrese, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they had delivered up thy whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not the brotherly covenant.
Right.
So the Most High said, he will turn that punishment away, man.
You know, so basically going into like, you know, how it said don't abhor in the Egyptian, bro, they didn't even, you know, do the brotherly confidence. So like, if they didn't, you know, basically keep the brotherly confidence, then, you know, how it's over, man. You 3 strikes and you're out, you know? You know?
But it was already pre-decided before Jacob and Esau were even born.
That's right.
What the judgment for Edom would be. So it's not even a matter of what he did. It was already pre-decided before either of us was even born.
The children being not yet
And this is
born.
what Esau don't get. Esau is to say he wept with bitter tears. He wept bitterly. It was like he could have done something to stop him. He could have done nothing. It was already predestined. It was already pre-decided.
He was always gonna take that red pocket, no matter what.
Exactly. Genesis 25 verse 21. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren. And Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. The word conceived meaning to receive seed, meaning she became pregnant. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. So first it said the children struggled together within her. That's that enmity between the woman and the serpent. Going back to Genesis, the Most High put enmity between the woman and the serpent. You're familiar with that, right? So it was the Most High that put that hate between us, the so-called white man and the so-called black man. That hatred that Esau has for us is an ancient hatred. Not even he can understand it. With all this science, he can't scientifically explain why he hates us. It goes back to the beginning. Light versus darkness, good versus evil. That's what it's about. It's all about Jacob and Esau. That's what it's all about. Now, when you go to Genesis, Genesis chapter 3, verse 14, and Yahweh God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly thou shalt go, and thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Right, because when you go to Isaiah, it said, my sword shall be bathed in heaven, and shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The people. So there's a cursed people on planet Earth. Obviously, the Most has cursed us for disobedience. But that's not talking about us, that's talking about Esau, the so-called white man. That's why I said the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked. So I said the serpent will be cursed above all beasts of the field. Thou art cursed above all cattle, above every beast of the field. Right? Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Right? Upon thy belly thou shalt go. Because there was a point in time when Esau became like a caveman, man. That's right. That's why I call him Caucasoid or Caucasian. That's part of their legacy. Between the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea, the Caucasoid Mountains, man. Cavemen. Job said that I would disdain to have them around the dogs, around my own dogs, man. So Esau, he's the base man, violent in the earth. That's what said, upon thy belly thou shalt go. He be a base man. So our people been deceived. The devil, this serpent, has deceived the whole world into thinking that he's the highest.
He's not. That's right.
And he's not. He's the low. He's a dog, man.
He's the devil.
He's lower than a dog. That's why he said I would disdain to have them around the dogs of my flock, man.
Less than nothing.
Less than nothing.
Why? Because he went against God's people and creation. That's why.
Exactly. He made us, basically tempted us away from keeping the Most High's laws and commandments.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
He enticed us to do sin. Exactly.
Yeah.
He enticed
Yeah.
Adam
Yeah.
and Eve to do sin.
Sin. I made them lose things.
Because the serpent wasn't an actual serpent, he was a people.
Yeah.
He ain't stopped.
You had, it
Yes,
wasn't just
stop,
Adam
just carry on
and
doing
Eve
it to every
and
human.
Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
You had other nations of people.
I hear
That's
that.
why it said Cain had a wife. Where did he get his wife from?
God.
There was other people on earth, man.
That's right.
And it said that when Cain killed Abel, there would be other people seeking to kill Cain. Where did these other people come from? There was other people.
Oh, what? When Cain killed Abel, people was looking for Cain for that.
Exactly. So I'm showing you that it wasn't just Adam and Eve, because there was the fable was that it was just Adam and Eve
Yeah.
and the serpent, and that's it. And
When
there
he
weren't
killed
other
him,
people.
when he killed him, was
So
there an
you got the
argument? He
Adamites.
must have argued with him
The
something.
Adamites.
What was the argument about? That's a big argument. We don't know. What was the argument? I would like to know.
What do you mean? I mean an argument between you.
Between Cain and Abel. Why did Cain kill Abel? Why?
Because Cain was jealous of Abel, man.
Because he had a black mark on him, man.
Yo, bro, I swear they got the
Why? What was
Adamites.
he jealous
as
of?
well.
What did Cain have for him to be jealous of?
This is
Cain.
Just the offering that Abel gave.
This is
No, he said
Genesis.
that Abel was jealous.
Genesis chapter 4 verse 1. Let me get. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from Yahweh. And she again bare his brother Abel. That's the righteous one. Because the wicked one born first. It's like Esau. You see that? And Abel was a keeper of the sheep. But Cain was the tiller of the ground. Again, that same nature. A man of the field. Tiller of the ground. Abel was a keeper of the sheep. A plain man dwelling in tents. You know that David was a keeper of the sheep. And we were herdsmen. In Egypt, they call us the Hyksos, or shepherd king.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and Cain was different from Abel. Not the same like Abel.
Yeah, Cain was the wicked one, the disobedient. Let's
Yeah.
get it. And in process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto Yahweh. Right? So he took fruit of the ground to offer to the Most High.
To the God.
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And Yahweh had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering, he had not respect. So the Most High didn't have no respect for Cain's offering.
Why not? Oh, because he knew Cain was doing bad things.
Yeah, because he brought the fruit of the ground. And the Most High that's not what he wants to be offered to him. He wants the firstlings of your flocks.
That's the firstborn of
When
everything.
you go into the law of Moses, that's what God wants. He wants the first of your flock, a lamb without blemish. But Cain, being the devil, he did whatever he wanted to do, man.
We said Cain's a devilish person.
Yeah, that's basically the so-called white man.
See,
He had the spirit of the so-called white man.
see.
Cain came back as Esau,
Okay.
and Abel came back as Jacob.
Serious.
Let him know what
Nah,
that mark. Let him know what that mark was.
Saying that Cain came back as Esau.
Yeah.
Let him know what that mark was.
No, the serpent came back as
The serpent came back as Cain. And Cain came back as Esau.
Oh, because Cain committed murder, the serpent said he's allowed to take Cain's image.
Basically, what happened was this.
Yes, that's right.
You got-
He said he's allowed to take Cain's image because Cain's committed murder on his brother.
reincarnation in the Bible.
Because you have to understand that the hatred between the white man and the black man goes back to
days.
the serpent and the woman.
Yeah.
Let me read it. It says, Genesis 3:14, and Yahweh, God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field, and upon thy belly thou shalt go, and thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So I said there'll be enmity between the serpent and the woman. The woman is talking about us.
Yeah.
The serpent is talking about the wicked.
Right.
There was a wicked people who are metaphorically deemed the serpent that deceived the whole world when you go into Revelations. That's talking about the so-called white man.
Yeah. The same way he deceived Adam and Eve, his eyes deceiving people
Right now.
today, right
Exactly.
now. Same way.
Exactly.
Yeah, he hasn't changed.
Right.
Yeah.
And it said what? And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, enmity between the serpent and the woman. Who's the woman? We'll find out. In Jeremiah chapter 6.
Is it one of Eve's daughters or something?
No, the woman is us. It's metaphorically referring to us.
Okay.
We're God's woman. We're the Most High's woman. Because we're married to the Most High.
Sin. Yeah.
But we committed adultery against God by committing sin.
Okay.
By worshipping other idols,
Okay,
other
yeah.
gods.
God, so you must worship him only. Not
Only
other
him.
idols.
Because he's a jealous God.
Yeah, and we're going and worshiping other idols.
Right. So, we as a woman, we trespassed against our husband, which is the Most High.
Sin.
That's why we're called the woman. It says,